Ooh. Ooh. Boys. Naked. Buttered. Boys. Eggs. Boys. Cheese. Boys. Biscuits. Bacon. Boys.
Sounds like you just want breakfast. You're just really hungry and horny.
Cheesy. Buttered. Boys. In my bed.
It's a bad combination to be like
Whitney Houston.
To be like horny at the breakfast table.
What?
Yeah. You turns down just a little, just
Yeah,
a titty.
well,
just a titty. Yeah, let's say. There we go.
I've seen it in adult films before.
What?
Films. Adult films. I've seen it in adult films before.
You sound like a sommelier of film.
I
was watching pornography the other day.
Creme du penis. Okay. Boys.
Creme de penis?
Introduce the shirts, introduce the socials, introduce our lives.
Yes. Shirts, social, boys. Welcome. Wine Boys Podcast. You can find merchandise at teespring.com/stores/the Wine Boys. It's a new year. Stop looking like a piece of shit and do something about it. Get a nice shirt, something form-fitting. I'm wearing one this evening.
Ooh.
It grabs my tits in such a way that it's just so breathable.
Oh, you're goddamn right.
I love it. I've also been working out and accentuates.
I see that. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a little definition there.
I'm like Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm a little engine that could. Yeah.
Jesus, a Flex Alexander over here.
Yeah, you better hide your girl. It's flex season.
Yeah. Woo.
Boys, you can find us on social media at WineBoysPod on Instagram, Twitter, wineboyspod@gmail.com for wine suggestions, beat submissions, funny videos, pornography, whatever you want to send us. As long as it doesn't get flagged, we'll play it.
Yeah.
We are, I'm also at the Zach Edward on Instagram and Twitter. If you've peeped any of my social media, you'll realize that I'm taken, so back off.
Oh, man.
Back the fuck off.
Ha, nanny, boo, boo. I fuck him more than you do. All right, boys. You can find me on the Instagrams and the Twitters at Lord Gerald. I'm back up in this thing, sitting in my basement, getting musty. Boys.
You have to go, because I have no context from that photo you posted on Instagram last night. You were just so sweaty.
Yes.
Like, were you biking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And,
I need to know more about you.
Yeah. Well, that's what I love about taking pictures like that. There's no context.
I love no context.
It's just like in a basement, getting musty in a basement.
It's just like, what is he doing? Is he like fixing drywall?
No, I was just biking, and that's it. All right, boys, let's hop into the Palmcast. We got a show in store for you tonight.
We do.
Bye.
Wine Boys. We wine the boys.
Hi, I'm Gerald.
And I'm Zach.
And we are the Wine Boys. Hey, boys. I know you're expecting a song, and guess what? I got one. Fits the occasion quite nice. Starts off like a small town marriage. Lovely wife and life. Baby carriage. And all the stars, of course. Success, of course, but it ends in Hollywood divorce.
It was the summer of 1958.
Divorce.
Freddie Two Fingers came down on the block. Said he wanted to play a couple of games of gin rubby with Grandma. But I didn't know about Grandma. She was selling Lucy cigarettes down by the corner store. Grandma had to pay her debts.
Boo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-doo. It was the summer of 1947.
Started working at the ice cream parlor, making 12 cents an hour. I used to clean out all the butterfat machines. Needless to say, the job was sticky and hot and wet.
But it was always great because I get to see the made men come through. They drove Cadillacs, dressed to the nines, and those guys got respect, unlike my father, the mailman.
He's always a mailman. He's a mailman,
Yeah.
or he's like the town clerk. Like he's just something that's just there.
Some working class stiff.
He just simply exists.
Yeah.
He is every middle American.
Yeah, like
you know the guy that just simply exists. Like he's got 2 kids. He drives a mid-size SUV. Like he's just living.
Well, this is like the 1940s or 50s.
Okay, so he's got like a Pinto. Or like,
he drives like a Packard or something. Like
those are cool.
Just
cars.
some old car.
I want to find one of those and soup it up.
He drives an old beat up Ford. It barely runs.
You
know, Ma's always on Pop's ass. You know, it's the wife. You know, she just yells at him. My mother was right. I shouldn't have married you. And then he drinks. That's what a real man does, you know? Just takes those feelings and just pushes them down.
We live in it, yeah.
He drinks.
In 1947, like today's society, like I can openly tell people I go to therapy and they're like, good for you, man.
Yeah, back then it's like,
in like 1947.
Yeah,
what are you, a pussy? Like,
yeah.
Why don't
you go to that head shrink there, putting all sorts of shit in your head?
Why don't you suppress it and hit a punching bag like a man? Like, and I'm not talking about one of those kickboxing classes with 18 tweens. Like, I want you to duct tape a board, and I just want you to hit it until you don't feel any more pain, and then drink the rest of it away. Like, it's just... That's what my father did and his father before him.
What you need to do is you need to go get you a 6-pack, a sixer of that old Milwaukee's. Go home, turn on the tube, sit in that old easy chair, and just drink it away.
You know what?
It'll be all right in the morning.
You know what I do?
If that woman has to give you any lip,
oh, Georgie.
Tuna salad again? Bill Burr said that. I can't take it for that.
Tuna salad again.
The tuna salad again, yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited about tuna salad on a regular basis.
Yeah, well, speaking of parents with a drinking problem, tonight
oh my God,
we have a wine.
We literally have the quintessential wine of drinking, of this. I would describe this wine as like your friend who doesn't drink wine comes over and says, I got something for us to try, and you like already know it's not going to be good.
We're being classy tonight.
Yeah. Paper towels.
This is the wine of women with Tweety Bird tattoos.
This is the kind of wine that a woman has some sort of like seashell necklace.
Yep.
Like a puka shell necklace, and has like a tattoo on her shoulder blade that's supposed to be like the god of wine, but it's a little fucked up. Like it's like the shoulder is like a little off the cup, so it's kind of like leaning over. So it looks like the god of wine is kind of like throwing up. That's there's a Tweety Bird tattoo. There's a Snoopy like right above like the left areola. Yeah,
this is the wine of grown women with tongue rings. This is the wine of grown women that still wear Vans skateboarding not Vans, DC skateboarding
sneakers that wear oversized hoodies of their favorite NASCAR driver.
Pajamas in public. Yep.
I think you got it.
You don't trust that bitch.
I got to tell you, I saw a woman with I believe this was true. 4 teeth. Walk into a pharmacy.
Blue eyeshadow.
Well, it was dusty pink.
Okay.
Walked up. Tweety Bird. That's where I got Tweety Bird pants. Tweety Bird night pants. Oversized sweatshirt of a construction company. And she didn't go into the pharmacy for medication.
Nope.
You know,
What'd you buy?
Pack of Marlboro Reds.
Damn right.
And brought a tall Milwaukee's Best.
Ice?
No, just a regular.
Oh, okay.
He's a classy broad.
So, well, this is what she drinks on date night with her boyfriend, Ryan.
They make sketty.
Sketty.
They don't make spaghetti, it's sketty.
Sketty.
It's just boxed Red Sox and spaghetti.
Sketty. It's ragu.
It's ragu and just, you know.
It's the shitty red sauce.
And then it's overcooked pasta.
Yeah. It's all
like,
mushy.
Yeah, which is like physically impossible, but you know. Yeah, she leaves in there for 20 minutes. It's like, Jesus Christ.
So she took a nap on the couch and forgot about it.
Yeah. She pounded that Milwaukee's Best, fell asleep. She goes, oh, God, the pasta's been cooking for 20 minutes.
This is your wine.
Oh, boy.
What's her name? What's this character's name we're developing?
Tammy.
Okay. All right. So tonight we have
Tammy's wine of choice.
Red Cat Dark
Me wow.
by Hazlitt. By Hazlitt. This is from 1852 Vineyards. And the back of the bottle reads, which we're in for a treat here. As night falls, the red cat reveals in the dark. Ooh. You may find him dancing in the moonlight, enjoying a glass of the delicious Red Cat Dark, a seductive Concord wine. Now, for those of you, well, I'll finish reading. I'll explain.
For those of you scoring at home,
Red Cat Dark is both sweet and refreshing, with nuances of blackberry and cherry pie. With the quality and drinkability you've come to expect from the legendary Red Cat Original, Red Cat Dark makes any night extraordinary. Please drink Red Cat responsibly. Okay.
How irresponsible can you drink Red Cat?
Very.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, you take this bottle to the face and maybe 3 more just like it. All right, let me bust this whore open. You actually going to let this grace our socials? Or?
Yeah. Let's just say Tammy's not going to be wearing those Tweety Bird pants for much longer. I am going to let it grace the socials.
All right.
It's a new year. New Year's, same boys.
All right, move your glass a little closer.
We have to start this year humbling ourselves because 2020 was rough. Like, rough with 2 R's. Rough.
Now, for the uninitiated boys... Concord grapes are used to literally make grape juice. Mm-hmm. This is going to be obnoxiously sweet.
Mm-hmm. And if it's not, I'm going to be like, I think I'm going to be upset.
This is going to be a very, very sweet red wine. It smells. Okay, ready?
It is smells.
Okay.
Yeah, that is juice. Oh, boy. Well, now this wine was a gift, and by gift I mean they didn't want it.
By gift, it was a regift, probably?
It was, I got this, I don't want it, here you go.
Okay.
So we can just say it is a wine suggestion?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Sweet baby Jesus.
This smells like grape. It smells like Welch's grape juice.
Yeah, well, cheers. Now,
let me get some air into this. What if it just starts coughing? Like, you know what would go well with this? A Newport. Cheers. Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. It tastes like one of those sparkling grape juices that you get, like or like one of those Martinelli sparkling apple juices.
There's this weird, like, warm juiciness left in my mouth afterwards. It's weird.
I mean, it's borderline tolerable.
Okay,
like
this is the type of wine. You ever hear those stories about like girls that run away from home? And they end up, some like 14, 15-year-old girl ran away from home, ends up with like a 25-year-old guy in his apartment.
Yeah.
Basically getting like drilled out by a grown man for like 3 days. This is what he gives her to loosen up.
Just a 3-day shivving. Just Happy New Year. Oh my God.
Oh man, just a fully grown man.
Yeah.
It's just been plowing her out for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And her fully, she thought she was a grown woman and she could handle it. She couldn't.
She couldn't.
He just pounds her for 45 minutes and gives her an ice pack to sit on.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, nothing, just statutory rape. Okay.
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 Every time I drink this wine now, I'm not gonna sleep at night.
Wine Boys, not for the kids. Okay.
It's a kid's show.
It's not a family-friendly show.
Rated PG-13 for subjective matter.
Oh, God.
This is Red Cat Dark. It's from Hazlitt, 1957?
Why the fuck are my fingers so sticky?
1852 vineyard. It's from the Finger Lakes of New York State. We were just there.
Yeah.
Not drinking this shit.
Wait. They've been making this wine for like 150 years now? 70 years now almost?
It's 1852.
Yeah, so it's almost 170 years.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd have got it right. Shit. This is
I gotta
terrible.
tell you, this gets more positive reviews than it doesn't. Like people seem to like this shit.
Listen, I've had good sweet wines.
I have too. This ain't it though.
This ain't it,
Yo,
boo.
This ain't it, sis. Yeah. You good, sis?
This ain't it.
Average price of this wine is between $6.99 and $9.99. There's your problem right
Tastes
there.
like it.
There's your problem right there. This is 100% Concord grapes. You're going to get taste characteristics of cherry and red fruit. Sure. I get like that.
Red fruit.
Yeah.
Which one?
Unspecified red fruit. This is wine. There's no additives, which is surprising.
Really?
Yeah, it's just Concord grapes. There are sulfites, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you bought this. If you walk into the store and you buy this, you know what you're getting. Like you shouldn't be experiencing full body, like exquisite palate drinking wine.
No.
Like you're just gonna drink this because you're like, listen, it's Friday. I had a tough shift. I'm gonna get hammered on this.
It's sweet. That's what I want. It's sweet.
Yeah.
I want to get drunk, Dad.
Yeah. I just had a tough shift at the salon. They tried to close me twice because Meredith wouldn't wear her mask. Fucking Meredith.
Fucking Meredith. God damn it, Meredith.
Everybody know Meredith's the town drunk. She just comes in, she gets her blowout, and then she decides, I'm not going to wear my mask in the place. And then the county health board, or the county came in and tried to shut me down because fucking Meredith told on herself.
Yeah, this is
It is wine.
It is wine.
It is.
I finished my first glass because it's Kool-Aid.
I was gonna say because I'm a larger, diverse, thinking man.
I grew up drinking Kool-Aid. Let's be real.
You're a black American. If you didn't, I would have questions.
And
I'd be like, what did you drink then?
this kind of reminds me of my childhood. Not gonna lie, but with alcohol in it.
This reminds me of my childhood, but like with more teeth.
Yeah.
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 They don't like it.
So you. So you're 15 years old. You run away from home.
I don't want to hear any more of that story.
Yeah.
It's making me sad.
It's supposed to be. Bring your glass over.
I don't want to. I'm nervous.
Come on. We gotta aerate it.
I just put it. I like slam this down, and it just
set it
yields in
down.
such a way.
Pour it aggressively.
Yeah.
Because Just hoping it doesn't spill all over the desk. The last thing I want is
It's for somebody to come down into your basement. Say if like a contractor come into your basement, and he's just like, "Is that Red Cat?
That's Red Cat Dark."
How do you
It's
know?
good stuff.
Oh, you're
specifically Red Cat Dark.
see. Even if you do aerate it a little bit, it loses some of that like stringent smell.
You know what's funny is
This is very medicinal. Like this is cough syrup.
this was my mom's favorite wine, Red Cat,
I mean,
back in the 90s. It's pretty terrible. I love you, Mom. If you're listening,
Hey.
this is pretty terrible.
Mom, if you're listening, please don't. We're not a podcast for Mom.
We are not.
And if your mom
Has your mom tried listening to this podcast?
once,
Okay, what'd she say? Not for me.
she goes, "You guys say a lot of weird things, and I don't understand it." And I was like, "Good, stay out of my room."
My mom was like, "You guys are pretty vulgar." And I was like, "Yes, Mom."
Yes,
And
Mom.
that was
I'm an
it.
adult. I'm an adult. Did you
So,
think?
yeah.
Did you think when your mom forced you out of her womb that like you would age 30 years and then say to her, "Yeah, I just weekly talk to into a microphone to the internet. I drink wine and I talk about farts and make pussy jokes." I mean, that's
I never thought I'd say that.
and
but
I do it and it's perfectly fine.
this is what I do, Mom.
Yeah, this is what
And I
do.
enjoy it.
And I enjoy it. Listen, if you can't support me, then I don't need you.
If you can't handle my worst, then you ain't getting my best. Okay? Kyle understands me. And we're in love.
The aeration actually helps this.
It does actually. It gets rid of some of the
Again, it makes it borderline tolerable.
borderline.
Man, that is
Oh.
not dry.
But even then, among other sweet reds,
Do you feel like you just got like a burst of energy? Is it all the sugar content in this?
oh yeah, definitely. I could run right now.
Yeah, I could.
Even then, if I were to compare this though to other
could
sweet reds, like
run to
a
a
like a
corner store.
Chamberson or
I like a Chamborson though.
Chamberson, whatever.
Yeah.
But if I were to compare it to one of those, or like
a Wilt Chamborson.
but or like a Lambrusco or something, like this is
Yeah.
ass.
We drank some good. We actually drank a couple of good red wines on our little siesta and the Finger Lakes.
We
this weekend.
did.
Yeah,
We did.
We had some Lemberger, which I really like. I'm a
did.
big Lemberger fan.
Cab Franc.
We did have a really good Cab Franc
Mm-hmm.
at the first winery. Then we went to the first vineyard. Shout out to Weiss Vineyards.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
got some good shit going on over there, man.
Yeah, little place, cute.
Yeah, their Gewurztraminer.
Oh, that was
That shit was hard.
It's a German influenced vineyard, and
Mm-hmm.
you can tell because they have a ton of white wine, but their reds were actually really good too.
Very.
And I don't really like Gewürztraminers. Like I'm usually more of I like a Riesling. A good
Mm-hmm.
dry Riesling is right up my alley. There's a couple, mostly in the Finger Lakes of New York, you get a lot of dry Riesling. There's
Yeah.
a couple of places that make a double dry, like or a 2 times dry Riesling,
Mm-hmm.
which is like just Riesling in like the most purest form.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like it yields like a Sauvignon Blanc, but it has that like nice bitey afterbite or that aftertaste. Oh, I love it. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, their Cabernet Sauvignon though, and I've got a bottle of it upstairs. That's a cigar wine.
Yeah,
like
we-
straight, just a meaty. Cab.
we bought their house Chardonnay, which was really good too.
Yes, their Chardonnay.
I gotta tell you, they're doing good things there. We've had a Weiss on the podcast before, and it was again good wine.
Good wine.
So we will praise you if you produce good stuff. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
You know? We're the Wine Boys podcast. We're here. It's been a tough year for everybody. It's
been a tough
2021. If you want us to throw out some clout for you,
Yeah.
we chase.
Now
We chase the clout.
I actually stole a bottle opener and a sticker. I thought they were free, so I just took them.
Unbeknownst to you,
You're like, yeah, you got to pay for those, and I was like, I do.
I've already left. We've already left the premises. So I guess, I mean, do I admit my guilt, or do I just take it to the grave with me?
Hey, listen, Weiss, if you're listening, I will give you the $5. Okay. If you're listening, I will give you the $5 for the wine opener.
All right, here's the deal: the fact that you just openly admitted to a crime.
Tag them in the Instagram post.
Okay. Yeah.
And Weiss Vineyards, if you're listening, I will Venmo you the $5 for the wine opener. Okay. Or maybe we could use this as some sort of opportunity to work together.
I scratch your back. I give you back your wine opener.
That's right. And we don't drink Red Cat Dark on this podcast again. No shade to Hazlitt, because I know you're in the area. But
no shade. We don't
No
throw
shade.
shade here, but let's be honest.
this wine is trash.
You know what you're making there.
And here's the thing: is when you go to these wineries, they have more than what you see in the liquor store, and oftentimes they have their best shit in house.
Always have their best shit in house.
They always have the best shit. I'm sure Hazlitt has better shit.
I'm sure they do too. But here's the thing: is like
How far is Hazlitt from here?
probably not very far.
We're about
But
an hour and a half or some shit like
The
that.
way that I think about it is that Arbor Mist knows what it's putting in a bottle,
Yeah.
and they're not. If they're selling it, they're not that upset. Like Red Cat is like a very popular wine around our parts.
Oh yeah.
Like very popular. I've walked into so many houses that have a bottle of Red Cat just chilling, and I'm just like, wow.
Okay.
What is going on?
So there's two Hazlitts, all right?
So there's probably
There's Hazlitt 1852 Vineyards.
which is this?
And then there's Hazlitt's Red Cat Cellars.
Oh my god, they have a full fucking Red Cat cellars.
Yes, but this one comes from 1852 Vineyards, which is it's an hour and a half away. Okay?
Yeah. God, it's like 90 miles from here. Yikes.
Is not far.
Ain't far. It's in
It
our
ain't far.
It's in our backyard, and it shall listen.
It shall stay in the backyard.
From the street she came, for the street she shall
She
remain.
loves the streets. Listen,
Oh God,
yeah.
it's so.
Does it still taste like a 14-year-old girl that's been
No, I'm not thinking about it anymore. Oh, Larry.
run away?
Oh God.
Kyle loves me.
Yeah, sure does. Speaking of Runaway,
He gives me an ice pack to sit on when we're done.
okay. Speaking of Runaway,
Oh my God, this is gonna have me clear my throat so much. I'm sorry in advance.
it's gonna have you clearing your mind as well. You're going to some really deep, dark orifices of your brain tonight.
White cat dark does it. Red cat dark does it to me.
Bicky, hippie, Bobby, Biggie, baby bumpers.
Exactly.
Okay. So speaking of Runaway, so Kanye and Kim are getting a divorce.
Yep.
Oh, so I really thought they were gonna make it. Celebrity marriages, am I right?
Oh man.
Now
Bitch ain't loyal.
Yeah, she ain't loyal. But the thing is, though, is that even Chris Humphries got 2 years out of her.
Yeah.
You know?
He had I mean, they got married in 2014.
Because Kim wasn't cloudy. I mean, she was cloudy, but like in 2014, she wasn't like. I don't think she like sunk her teeth into like it all the way.
Oh, they were a few years in.
What landed
keeping up with the Kardashians at that point?
Why Chris Humphries? Like you think because he was just like, you know,
just tall, doofy, played in the NBA.
Yeah, tall, doofy, white
guy from Wisconsin or Minnesota or something.
Yeah, I think it's where did he play his college ball? I think Chris Humphries played in Florida.
But I think he's originally from.
It's always that tall Midwestern guy starts dating Kim Kardashian. He's living the dream, guys. He's doing it for us.
I think he played in Florida, but I think he's originally from one of those Midwestern states, like Minnesota or Wisconsin or something.
The Google's been really slow lately.
Yeah.
There we go. I had to load it like 3 times today.
Where's he from?
Chris Humphries. It's always the first thing. Whenever you type in Chris, Kris, Chris Humphries is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Nice job.
Yep.
He played his college ball at, what did I say, Florida?
I think you said Florida.
He played in Minnesota.
Oh, he played in Minnesota. Okay.
So I was wrong. There he is. There's Chris Humphries. Look at this guy. Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but currently what's going on is her and Kanye West are getting a divorce.
Yes.
Now, here's where I have a problem, okay? Bitch ain't loyal.
Okay.
All right? Apparently, her reasoning is Kanye's talking crazy shit, living in Wyoming.
Okay.
Talking about running for president and doing this and doing that and blah, blah, blah. Listen, you get married, it's for better or for worse. All right? If your husband wants to talk crazy shit and move to Wyoming or whatever the fuck, you know.
You got to support him.
You got to support him. I'm not saying you have to move along to Wyoming with him.
I mean, let's be fair, though. You knew what you were getting into.
But you knew what it was when you signed up.
Yeah.
Like, dude has a track record of
doing some crazy shit.
Yes.
Listen.
Jumping on tables and shit. Mm-hmm. You know, this is the Beyonce had the best video of all time guy. What did you think you were signing up for? And yes, Kanye has some issues, but I don't know. I think it's kind of fucked up. Like, things get rough, so I'm just going to leave.
I mean, why not? I think this is another clout chase. I mean, it's Kim.
Yeah, but there's like her third divorce. She's
does the queen of clout, though. I mean, she is. I mean, really? I thought it was inevitable that her and Kanye weren't going to make it because it's Kanye. But like, once it happens, like, who does she marry next? Like, who is she?
She's got 4 kids.
She's got 4 kids, all named after a compass. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine your kids are named after like a GPS and like the Bible? Mm-hmm. Like, this is North Psalm.
So she's a 40-year-old mother of 4.
Yep.
She's getting back out there in the dating market. Who does she date?
I mean, she is Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, so it's not your average 40-year-old mother of 4.
This is not. Yeah, this isn't
back into the dating market.
Yeah, this isn't Karen, who's just like who hasn't showered in 3 days, and her kids just want a goddamn Frosty from the goddamn Wendy's.
No, this is not.
And the fact that like the cheeseburger is just mildly cold, so she has to go in and speak to the manager.
Right.
And she's just like, I swear to God, I haven't showered in 3 days.
Yeah, this isn't Tina who lives down the street.
Yeah, she takes
husband got caught banging his secretary. Yeah. Like, this is a different. This is Kim Kardashian.
It's a different animal.
She'll be able to fuck whoever she wants, but realistically, let's say, and I know you just signed that long-term contract.
I did.
Right?
I did sign the long-term contract.
Let's say you hadn't signed the contract and you decided, you know what? I'm 30. I'm young.
Hairless.
I'm young. I'm beautiful. I'm just going to play the field. Okay? You going to be knocking on the door of a woman with kids? Not at all. Not at all. In fact, you'd probably date younger.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
I mean, I'm just saying, realistically, you'd probably be looking at...
Maybe. I mean, it depends. Like, I would be thinking, like, Dalmatian wife. Like, like... Daddy, can I have like that? Like,
yeah.
I want to meet the girl that's just like, can I just have it? I just want to go star. And it's like, okay, that's cool. We'll go.
Yeah,
just get out. Go, leave, go. Here's the card. Go.
But realistically, you're looking for some girls probably around 25.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Not smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her favorite words are like designer handbag and she doesn't speak a lot of good words, or she doesn't speak very well. She finished college, but like barely.
Okay.
Like that.
Well, she got like a degree in
wellness or
hospitality,
wellness management.
Yeah.
If you find a girl who got a degree in wellness management, needless to say, you're doing better. Like, I've only met a handful of people that said, I got a degree in wellness management. It's just like, what are you doing? I work at an insurance company. Like,
what is that? Wellness management.
It's like kind of physical therapy. It's like health and wellness. Like, you manage people's health and wellness by nutrition, by... It's essentially like the first step that you take before you become like a licensed dietitian or nutritionist.
Okay. They just didn't actually,
They just were like, I want to take classes that talk about food and the science of eating.
Okay.
And so I can fucking party till 4 a.m. and then take my final and pass.
Okay. So it's basically, it's a degree.
Every athlete at our college took wellness management.
There's, you know what? Every fucking school has that, like...
one bullshit class.
They got that one bullshit major.
What was the Carolina class? That was like...
Ironically, it was like African literature.
It was African literature?
Which is pretty fucked up because, like, most of the college athletes are black.
Yeah, it's like...
So... It was pretty
It's just
fucked
like,
up.
they picked the curriculum. It's their choice. It's like, what do you mean it's their choice?
No. You get the fucking 250-pound DB to come in.
You ever heard of the story?
Who runs a 4.4 in Tim's, all right, and he can't fucking read. And you're like, yeah, he's going to take African Lit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
It's the... do you know the whole story of, like, the original... here it is. Rashad McCants. He was the original, like, North Carolina whistleblower.
I don't know the full story of him.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good read, but he was basically one of the first guys to take that African lit class, and then he was just like, I don't think this is a fucking real class. I'm pretty sure they're just trying to make me get a 4.0 because we had a national championship contender this year. He was on one of those national championship contending teams. He was on the team with Raymond Felton, Sean May, in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
They were really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like 30, like won 33 games, like in the national championship game. They were stupid. And basically it was the old, I think it was Roy Williams, like first season at North Carolina. And he was just like, I got to get these boys to not fail. So can we just, like, I don't know, make up a couple of classes? And they did. And they did.
Just the idea, though, that it's African lit. Most of the people on the team are black.
Yeah, it's the most ironic class you can imagine.
Like everybody on the team is black except for like one of the quarterbacks and the kickers.
Like, I don't think
and a couple offensive linemen.
It doesn't take a CIA operative to figure out, like, something's going on here.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, let's take the most predominant race of every sport on our campus and then let's just make a class tailored to that specific race.
So you go into African Lit.
Yeah.
And it's all football and basketball players.
Uh-huh. You start looking around. You're just like, oh, it's Mike. What's up, Mike? Hey, Sean. Hey, Raymond. What's up, man? Hey, it's Rashad. What's up, man? How come everybody's on the football team in this class?
Next semester it's the basketball team. Like, they're just like, we're going to give you the easiest fucking classes.
Yeah.
And during season, we're going to make sure the classes are even easier.
Watch it just be like, they just put a piece of paper in front of you and they're like, sit here for an hour and draw.
This is actually a free scribble time.
Just draw,
man.
What were those big block S things back in the day?
Oh my God.
That's all they were drawing. It was just like
the S's, just like the 6 lines.
Yeah, big block S's. And it's
That's
just
all
like,
you did. In alien heads.
What'd you make, Rashad? 17 S's. Very good.
Very
A plus,
good, buddy.
A plus.
Good job.
Nice S's. Way to keep
Good
them.
job.
Nice job. You're doing very good. Nice job.
So today we're going to practice writing T's.
Not lowercase, uppercase.
Uppercase,
T's.
okay? Now, beware, okay? Now, the cross part can be a little tricky.
I find it to be ironic because most athletes are actually very smart. Like,
a lot of them are,
A lot of them are.
A lot of them
because,
are.
And it's like most of the time they're getting into college, those prestigious universities, because of their academics. Like, they're not, especially the offensive linemen, although dopey and big and kind of fat, they're like the smartest dudes in the world.
Offensive linemen are not always the full athletic scholarship guys.
No,
not always.
Most of the I think we even talked about this in the podcast before. If you go through the history of the NFL and you look at guys that played center in the NFL, like probably every 7 out of 10 guy went to an Ivy League school.
Yeah,
because they literally need to know the entire playbook. Because they control the offense. It ain't the quarterback. The quarterback can make adjustments at the line of scrimmage and just be like, the guy's coming from the left, watch out for the safety.
Yep.
I'm diagnosing what I see.
Yeah, but the center needs to intimately know that offense.
Yeah, that he looks around and he goes, that guy's coming, that guy's not. Oh, by the way, instead of going to the left, we need to go to the right. So he'll just be like a little, 54 is the mic, we're going to the left. And he'll do that for every play. And there's hundreds of plays that he has to know that for.
Yeah.
And it's always the smartest guy. Always. Not a big dope from like the middle of nowhere USA. There are some, but I mean.
Yeah, but usually to play center, you got to be pretty smart.
You have to be, yeah.
And just the idea, though, that they would just find these kids that, like, the public school system failed them because, they came from a rough home life where mom would be up drinking Red Cat Dark all night, arguing with the dude she's fucking. And then,
Mom's getting lost in the dark sauce again.
Yep. Then little Tyshawn is supposed to come into school the next day, angry, but he's like supposed to sit down and be well adjusted and ready to learn. Meanwhile, he hasn't had a meal in 2 days. Little Tyshawn hungry and angry. Okay.
Jeez, you're hitting very much every like athletic stereotype that's been around for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. You know what would be kind of great, and if we can think about this from a 2021 perspective, I think 2021 should be a year of like giving and deep thought.
Okay.
For individuals that are they come from a bad situation or come from a situation that's not considered normal. Like, we'll use young Tyshawn, for example.
Okay, young Tyshawn.
Tyshawn is from a bad home.
Yeah.
And he doesn't learn well because he can't sit down because he's just filled with angsty anger and he's got a bad situation. But he is a gifted athletic specimen.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets to go to, XYZ University and a full athletic scholarship.
Because when he was 8 years old, Mr. Johnson took him under his wing and said, listen, and saw it in this little boy's eyes and said, listen, I'm going to put you here. And when I blow the whistle, your job is to go after the guy with the ball. Whoever has it, get him. And he said, well, how do I get him? He said, you hit him. And he said, I could hit him? And he said, yes, you can hit him, Tyshawn. Hit him. And Tyshawn said, okay. And as soon as that whistle blew, Tyshawn took off.
You can see the dust off his...
You see the dust coming off of
the heels of his shoes.
Yep. And he sent that little boy to the hospital.
Yep. And that's when we knew Tyshawn was going to be a football player.
And that's when we said, Tyshawn going to play on Sundays.
So Tyshawn gets a full athletic scholarship to the University of North Carolina.
Yes.
And
Tyshawn, who never paid attention in class.
Nope. Didn't have to.
Never thought he needed it.
Yep.
Never knew anybody that needed it. Tyshawn can't read. Tyshawn reads at a 3rd grade reading level.
Okay, that's aggressive, but all right.
All right, but not unique.
Not unique. Very no. It's not. This is not a. This is not an unheard of circumstance. Like it's something that's happened pretty regularly in this world. So, the way that I think about it is that Tyshawn now then goes to the University of North Carolina, and he plays on a good team, and they're good. And what he needs to figure out is school. He needs to figure out school, but what happens is that instead of getting a course load that is more down to his aptitude and his level, he gets fed African literature, which he believes to be as like a actual class. And he shows up on the first day of school and looks around and notices that all of his freshman teammates are in the same class. And he goes, "That's weird. We all just must be taking general studies, and we're just getting African literature." And then the first class, it's Mrs. Whoever or Professor Jones, and Jones is like, "Hey, do me a favor. Just take out a sheet of paper and just write your name a lot. And we'll do that for 45 minutes, and then you can go." And then you get to do that for an entire semester. There's no structure.
Nothing.
There's no forthright. There's nothing. It's just
next day, come to class.
Yeah.
She puts on a movie.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo.
Any given Sunday.
Or any given Sunday. Either one. She like alternates between like football movies and Disney movies.
Pixar movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all seen Soul yet?
Yeah. That's why we take the fucking field. Yeah. It's like, oh, Pacino's here.
Any given Sunday.
Don't give him that inch.
My name is Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course,
Willie Beeman. Steam Willie Beeman.
Cold cream. And
God, Willie. Jamie Foxx could literally play anything.
Oh, absolutely.
And I would watch it. He's played Ray Charles to Willie Beeman. Like,
yes.
Because anybody could think about that. And
Willie Beeman.
Willie Beeman and Ray Charles. That is in Jamie Foxx's lexicon.
Remember when Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J didn't like each other? And there's that one scene in the movie where they start fighting.
Yeah.
And they're like actually fighting.
Yeah. They said that they had to take that scene twice because they actually got heated with each other on set.
Yeah, like they actually started fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I gotta rewatch that movie.
You know what I hate about Any Given Sunday is it's an Oliver Stone movie, and if you've ever seen any Oliver Stone movie like Platoon or any of The Doors, that's another good one, which is just an epic, drawn out. Oliver Stone movies are all about flashbacks and misdirection.
Yeah, there's like some weird like cuts in there,
shaky camera angles. It's all about to keep you like on your toes, but instead it like gives me a headache.
Yeah,
and I had to pause Any Given Sunday. I go, what the fuck is up with the awkward lightning? Like, why is there lightning?
Yeah,
this has nothing to do with anything.
What is this?
Like, watch the Doors movie. It's just Jim Morrison in the desert a lot. Like, it's just like thinking about, songs and stuff. Riders on the Storm.
And then you know the director is just...
He ain't with us. But
but in his mind, he's like, this is art. And you're sitting at home watching it like, what is this?
Like, over art. He made Wall Street, which is one of his better movies because there wasn't a lot of jump cuts. There was just a lot of, like, those hard pan-ins, especially when, like, Charlie Sheen was really hammering the phones.
Talking about Blue Star Airlines.
Yeah. Blue Star Airlines. I used to be able to recite that scene from Wall Street when he meets Gordon Gekko for the first time, and he's just like, when he talks about the books being cooked and all that stuff. It's just like that scene from Boiler Room when they're just sitting around the couch. They're sitting on the couch. They're in this guy's mansion, and it's just boxes all over the place. And it's just like, oh, what, did he just move in? No, he's lived here for a year. And they're just like, he just like doesn't live there. He's got this like mansion in the Hamptons, and they're just watching Wall Street. Just getting ready to sell stocks the next day. Like, it's just, what a time.
Coffee's for closers.
Yeah, put that coffee down.
It's a great movie.
Every movie that involves sales or like any like stock trading, any of that, like here's your 2021 tips, because I want to be a money guy. That's my goal for 2021.
Okay.
3 movies you have to watch. Okay, Glengarry Glen Ross. You have to. If you don't watch it, you're starting off on the wrong foot.
Okay.
Boiler Room and then Wall Street.
Okay.
Maybe watch them in chronological order. So start with Wall Street, go to Glengarry Glen Ross just to get a palate cleanser, then go to Boiler Room.
I never saw Boiler Room or
Never watched
Glengarry Glen Ross. I never saw those two. I've seen Wall Street.
Everybody's seen Wall Street.
Everybody's seen Wall Street.
I didn't really like Money Never Sleeps.
The new one?
Yeah.
It was all right.
It was all right.
It was all right.
So you've never seen Glengarry Glen Ross?
I saw the clip, the Coffees for Closers clip.
It's a really good movie.
But I've never seen the whole movie. Now, I feel like Wolf of Wall Street, though, can be added to that.
A little bit, yeah. Wolf of Wall Street is more of the epic that is Jordan Belfort. Like it's his life. It's like Glengarry Glen Ross is like it's basically like the death of a salesman. Like it's just these guys that are just trying to stay afloat, and they're like, they're pushing hard. Like throughout the entire movie, it basically just shows you all the different characters and just the way like their moral compass, essentially.
Okay.
So you have like the wily sales guy. You also have the guy that's just like, he's not much of a go-getter. He's just kind of like paying the bills and like doing what he has to do. Then you got guys like Al Pacino's character in the movie who like literally is at a restaurant with a guy for like 2 hours, buying him drinks, being his friend, and he's just like, let me tell you about this timeshare. Like it's just one of those types of things. You really gonna feed me more of this shit?
Yeah, take it.
I don't want any more after this.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to go to sleep tonight.
Yeah. Well, you'll go to sleep. You'll pass out.
Too much sugar. I'll be awake for another 2 hours.
I feel like you'll pass out just like that 14-year-old girl.
All right, we don't have to. oh, Billy. So yeah, I say
It's not supposed to hurt anymore.
please stop. It's starting to freak me out. I just want to know what your search history looks like. It's freaking me out.
Oh man, it just you got some dark thoughts every now and then.
Yeah.
You think about
It's the
you
Red
know
Cat
what you know
Dog.
what takes me there though.
Red Cat Dark.
That, but also like, remember being in high school and there was always that one girl that was like, yeah, I'm dating a guy who's like 25 and he has a car. There was always that girl in high school, right?
Yeah.
And I would always just wonder, like, okay, we're like 15, 16.
Yeah.
He's 25. He's a fully grown man, right?
I have thoughts about that occasionally. Like I always think about the girl that got double teamed in the parking lot that one time. Like what happened to her?
I'm not going to name any names.
Oh, I'm not naming any names either, but
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
of course. Like what happened to her? I don't know. It's just, there's always that time. Like now that you've lived a good portion of life now. You kind of just think about the time. It's just like, what about that time underneath the bleachers? Or that one time got double teamed in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, what is she? Is she a family?
What is she doing
What
now?
is she doing? Is she like what?
Because
I want to know.
I'm not even like Facebook friends with that girl. Like,
I don't even know who
idea.
it is. I'm just making it up.
Okay.
Or am I not?
Well,
I don't know.
I think there was a girl in our high school that got
Double teamed in the parking lot.
Double teamed in the parking lot by two older guys.
In the middle of the day.
Yeah.
It was like a 2:00 cruise. But you live and you learn.
Hey.
Yeah, lessons they don't teach you in
From what I understand,
college.
I guess one of them did adult films for a little bit. One of the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? The more you know.
Well, the more you know. What happened? Like, what is she doing now?
I'm gonna have to do a search after this.
But also, you wonder, like, okay,
did she know what she was doing?
but also, like, okay, she might be married now. She might have kids now. I mean, she's 30.
Yeah.
She's our age. She might be married now. She might have kids now. Like,
Later.
who knows? You're about to look it up?
Later.
Who knows? What happened to
There's
her?
always that one. There's always that one story that always leaves you even after high school. You're just like, remember that time? Yeah.
But also, now that we're older, I'm like, what was going through her mind, like, while this was happening?
Now we're gonna have a psychoanalysis.
I really gotta wonder. Like, I mean, can I put myself in the headspace of
1 p.m. on a Thursday in high school.
I'm a
You're
16-year-old girl.
16-year-old girl. You're just all the estrogen is coursing through your veins.
Yeah.
You're dating an older guy. He's like, I brought one of my friends with me. He coaxes you into the parking lot. You like him. You go. You like
Okay.
him, you go.
Okay, but
Okay.
is it
You
your
take-
intention?
You take a cruise around the parking lot a couple of times. You find an open parking spot just far enough from the building where you can't see out and you can't see in. It's just far enough. It's
Just
close
far
to a
enough.
neighborhood. It's a little dangerous.
Okay.
Okay. His friend starts touching you. You're like, that's a little weird. And it's just like, this is Greg. You're gonna like Greg.
Well, I feel like your boyfriend starts touching you first, and the friend is like, just sitting next to you. Like the three of you are in the back seat.
Yeah.
And your boyfriend starts touching you a little bit. And, you're like, okay, like whatever. We're do our thing. But Greg is just sitting here. And then, your boyfriend just kind of nudges you like, I think it'd be hot if like, you made out with Greg. And then you start making out with Greg because, he's an older guy. He knows better. You love him. And then, like, you start making out with Greg. And then your boyfriend pulls out his cock and balls, starts slam jerking himself.
Yeah. Starts
All right.
J and his D, and you're just like, okay. So
All
we're,
right.
so we're doing this at 1:30 in the afternoon in the high school parking lot.
Yeah. So then you reach over and start chugging his nuggin. And then, like, and then Greg pulls out his Peter Pepper.
Yeah.
And then you just start, okay. And just rolling with it.
You're just rolling with
Are you
it.
just rolling? Like, what are you thinking about this? Like,
At that point in time, there's really not much going on. There's just a lot of dick and balls in your face.
right. So next thing you know,
There's an aggressive amount of cock and balls in your face.
yeah, so next thing you know, you're being spit roasted in the back of a 2002 Toyota Camry.
I was thinking Geoprism, but that's
Whatever it is.
also
hey.
good for the analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. That actually happened.
That did happen. Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly happened. I'm pretty sure it happened.
Yeah.
Man.
Just like
Imagine
what?
growing up that fast.
Yeah.
Just like, imagine if her parents found out.
It's three-way the nasty way. But then I also gotta
terrifying.
wonder, did the two guys do anything to each other?
It's okay if it's in a three-way. It's right.
Like,
JT said.
one dude, they formed a choo-choo train. One dude was S'ing another dude's D, while the one that was getting his DS was eating the P. Like, who
Jeez.
knows?
So many letters.
Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking about. I wonder if she has a husband. Like if they had to have that talk. Like if they're just like, hey, what's your number? And she's like, when? Which day?
What if like her number was only 2? Like that was like her own like that
Her
was like
only
it.
sexual experience was a double team in a high school parking lot.
Yes. So like her number is 2.
And then she became like a Jehovah's Witness after that.
Like right after that, she's like, I'm joining the LDS.
I'm going to Christ now.
Yep, I'm joining the LDS, the Church of Latter-day Saints. I'm gonna become a Mormon.
my
I'm
God.
moving to Utah. Joseph Smith is the way. Like this is it.
Come on, Jay Smith, let's get out of here. You know what? It's
Because
not,
I'll be honest, I have not seen
I have not seen this person.
I've not seen this person in years. I have no idea what happened to her.
I kind of want to do some investigative journalism.
Yeah.
Just start like messaging people. Hey, whatever happened to so and so? Do you remember that time?
yeah.
I'm
If this is real.
Yeah,
Allegedly. Allegedly.
This could be a totally fake story made up by the Wine Boys podcast. But,
Exactly. We don't know.
but for the boys listening nationwide, there's always that one girl.
There's always that one girl.
Yeah, you were playing basketball in gym class. She was standing outside the door, popping bubble gum. Doing that
Yeah.
thing with the gum with her finger.
Hey,
Yeah.
big boy.
Yeah,
All right.
that girl got double teamed.
There was always
in the
that
parking
one
lot.
girl when you were like a freshman in high school that you knew was ready to S your D, but then she smiled at you and it looked like she hadn't brushed her teeth that day. And you turned her down.
Yeah.
You knew, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
It's
of course.
I just based it off of like what was for lunch that day.
Okay.
And it's just like broccoli, huh?
Well, but also, you also get a little older and you realize, like, okay, a 19-year-old girl would have taken her up on that, but because you were 14, you were scared, so you turned it down.
I think the first time that happened to me was when I was 14 years old.
14, some
Yeah.
girl like offered to.
I got a
fillet you.
I got a softball offer.
Uh-huh.
And I counter offered with, "What if we do it at my house later?" And I was met with, "Well, isn't your parents going to be home?" And I'm like, "Parent." Reverse psychology, daddy issues.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
don't lead with the full house.
Right.
Keep that one tucked in.
But yes, I did legitimately get offered to get my DS at 14. Turned her down.
I think everybody did.
I was scared.
I was scared too when I was 14.
I was scared.
Yeah.
But then I really...
I waited a couple more years.
Yeah.
I waited a couple more years. When I was 16...
Fuck it.
Dude, I was like, let's do it in the bathroom right now.
Yeah.
So what, it's noon.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
And then you realize, though, that by the time you're in college, if you were like 19 and got that same offer, do it here. Fuck it.
Dude, we'll do it in the classroom with all these people around. I don't give a fuck.
I like them watching.
You know?
I remember...
You ever had any risky sex in college?
In college, risky sex?
Yeah. I mean, not with your wife, but like, maybe with your wife. I don't know.
I mean, you know that I was a virgin when I met her.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. And I'm Mahatma Gandhi. You know?
Yeah. Risky sex. None that I can think of.
Yeah. I got a handy in the library.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You finish?
No, I couldn't.
Okay.
I was just like, someone's gonna walk in.
It's too quiet.
Yeah, it was too quiet.
Yeah, it's eerie.
You could literally hear the like motion of the hand on, you know, the H on the D, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this. And she's like, shh. And I'm like, don't fucking tell me to shush.
Okay.
I had to play music in my headphones. Here was the problem. During that time, the big thing that was going around was when you rickrolled people. Do you remember rickrolling?
Yeah.
So there was that Rick Ashley song where it's like, never gonna give you up. And the whole point of that was you would send your friend a link. And it would just be a video, and it's just like, hey, check this out. Like, and back in the day, that's when YouTube was like just starting to take off. So you were just like, yo, this is probably a funny video of like two pandas fucking or something. And you send them the video, and the whole point of it is you want that person's computer to be on full volume. Yeah. So Rick Ashley is, never going to never going to give you up. Plays like as loud as possible. So then, like, I got so many people with that, and you could hear it like echoing through the library, and you just go, ha! Like, it's just, you'd be like sitting by the Encyclopedia Britannicas or what is that? Encyclopedia Britannicas, and you're just like, dick. Like, you just like, got him.
Never gonna give.
That was the song that was playing in my headphones while I was getting the handy. I was just like, never gonna give you up.
At least you could have listened to something a little more.
Never gonna roll down.
At least you could have listened to something a little more sensual while getting J.O.'d.
Oh, like the Careless Whisper.
Maybe
smooth
that,
sax.
or like maybe In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins.
No stranger to you and me. I would they hear that just like hard drum solo, and I just like, Jesus Christ, I can't do this. Can't do this right now.
I don't know, man. I'd soil myself as soon as that came.
Yeah.
I can be
all right.
coming.
I can. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Hard in a library.
Yeah.
Next to the whiteboard.
Yep.
On the whiteboard.
On the whiteboard. Distinguish.
Yeah, that was the only time. I was never a library. Did it all over the grounds of that campus. I mean, just like literally anywhere we could do it. At that point, it was just like, there's a hill. Just do it by the hill.
Yeah.
There's a building. Just do it by the building.
I was an indoors dog. I need... But
I was a house cat. What can I say?
You were a house cat.
Yeah, I was a house cat. I mean, the occasional time in the car, but like, who hasn't?
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yep.
It's so lovely. So you did sex when you were in college, but
yep,
you did sex in college, which is funny. Is like everybody did sex in college. Did everybody do sex in high school?
No. I didn't do sex in high school.
I didn't do sex in high school.
Lost my virginity my freshman year of college.
Me too. So there we go. Late bloomers, yeah. Are we? I don't know.
I mean, 18 seems like a very sensible age to lose your virginity.
I guess so.
I mean, that's what I thought. I was just like 18. Like, I can lose my virginity now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I just find it funny that like I got an offer when I was like 14, and I was terrified to take it. Too nervous.
I heard from some of my friends that just got like offers from like older. Like, it's like friends' older siblings, like their sisters, and they're just like, we can just polish you off so we can get it off so you're like ready to go. Like they're 15 years old, and they're just like, sure, we'll take a handy. It's just like, I never had a friend with an older sister that was just like ready to take one for the team.
No, that would maybe cool. Maybe I did.
That would have been cool.
But like,
I feel like that would have opened my third eye to like my sexual advances.
I kind of did, but I think I was too awkward to like take her up on it.
The funny thing is that like my friend's older sister was the one who wanted to give me the handy. And like I was 14 and she was 17 and I was like, that just feels wrong. But I was just like, but she's, and now think about it from the 30-year-old lens. You're just like, dude, why didn't you do that?
That's a layup. Yeah. Take it.
Dude, that is a LeBron James tomahawk down the middle.
Because also, now that I'm thinking about it, and it's like, it's so weird though how like we frame sexual encounters when you're at that age.
When you're 14, you're like
14-year-old boy versus 14-year-old girl. Where it's like if you were a girl, like he took advantage of you, but if you're a boy, it's just like, dude, just fire that off. So had I taken that girl up on that offer when I was 14 years old, do you know how much less awkward I would have been for like the rest of my teenage years?
I feel the same way. Yeah. I wasn't too awkward. Like I was always the guy I was the sick kid in like high school. Because that's when I was I had like my worst bout of Crohn's like when I was that age. Okay. So like everyone just knew, but they're like, that's the sick guy, whatever. So whenever I would be around for a while, they're like, are you like not sick anymore? Can we stop calling you sick kid? Yeah,
and it's like, just no, like, still am. It's gonna come back.
Still am. It comes back. Like, why are you calling me sick kid? Like, I had a guy in one of my gym classes, like my sophomore year of high school, who was just like, yeah, man, for the longest time I didn't know your name, but they would just call you sick kid. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, man. Like, you just called me sick kid.
Thanks, bruv.
It's just like, what am I supposed to call you? Like, weird emo guy? Like, what am I'm not supposed to call you exactly what you are. Like, the funny thing is, though, is that, like, I think that's why I got a sense of humor so early on in life. Like, they were just like, we're just going to call you sick kid. And I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to call you AIDS breath. Like, what do you want me to do? Like I was very facetious at a young age. Like I was always a shit talker, but always to like the limit. I would never get in trouble. But like I remember distinctly, we did. Remember we used to do like was it line dancing?
Square dancing.
Square dancing in high school,
and that was the school's attempt to make us less awkward around each other.
Okay, and which was fine, and I was all for it. But I was the one that would try to make people laugh and like do the whole thing. So one of our gym teachers was pairing us up one day, and he paired me up with like two of my good friends and like three or four of the girls. Like we didn't know who they were. Yeah,
they did that on purpose.
They did that on purpose because they wanted to mix it up a little bit. And I went up to the gym teacher and I go, "Hey," I was like, "I don't know anything about this girl." He goes, "We have to figure it out." I go, "Aren't I a little young for that?" Like it's just like
never too early.
Yeah, that's what he's like.
I was married when I was 19.
That's the thing. He's like, back in my day, and I was like, back in your day, what? Like 1960? Like what are we doing here, man?
Yeah.
I was like, in 1960, fucking Footloose was a thing. I was like, we would outlaw this back then.
No, but looking back at it now, they did that in an attempt to make us a little less awkward around each other.
I did meet one of my good friends in high school, a girl, like a girlfriend that I met in high school because of like the square dancing thing.
Square dancing, yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit, we're friends now.
Yeah.
And it was only because of that. And I was like, okay, well, that was kind of helpful. But then like one day I got paired up with like one of those like the hardcore emo chicks in high school, like with the Slipknot t-shirt and like those fucking pants. And and it was so awkward because she was so much bigger than me. And I was a very skinny, supple. I was a $130 maybe in high school. I was
skinnier. Then
this girl was $2, and with all the black on, it literally looked like I was getting sucked into a black hole.
I've actually got a funny little story about swing dancing. Yeah, so I was kind of an asshole in this situation, but I also felt like I was standing up for myself.
That's how I felt too, because I went up to the gym teacher and I was like, "Hey, this is going to be a weird question, but can I not dance with her?" And he's just like, "You have to deal with who you're paired with," and I was just like. I said, "Deal's a pretty strong word." I was like, I feel like I said not to be rude or anything. I said, but I don't think she really wants to do this, and it's going to look really awkward when I get an F because she don't want to participate. And he was just like, he goes, "I understand what you're going through." He goes, "I'll give you a good grade," and I'm like, "Thanks, man."
So my awkward swing dancing story was
square dancing. You mean
square? What did I say?
Swing dancing.
Oh, swing dancing.
Could you imagine what you're doing like swinging?
No, square dancing story was I was in a group with the squatty with my boys, Call up my boys.
Squad shit.
And the way it was I know all the guys would be like counting off like, okay, I don't know what girls we're going to be with, but the four of us are going to stay together through this awkward.
The four horsemen.
I'm sure you did the same shit with your 3 closest friends in that gym class.
A couple of times, but then they made us pair off a couple of days. They were like, mix it up with somebody different. It's just like, these are my boys, though.
I gotta call up my boys. Yeah. So anyway.
Yo, don't fuck with the boys.
So anyway, I'm with the bros. And then I remember there was this one like weird emo couple there was always that one like emo couple where
were they like juggalettes?
No. They were just the kids that like dyed their hair black and wore all black, but it was all faded because they washed it so much. And they just stayed together.
Yeah.
Their love story was Evanescence or whatever the fuck. Anyway, such codependency issues at such a young age.
Babe, where you going?
Fucking love you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
So anyway,
I said I love you, babe.
I love you, babe. So I got paired up with the girlfriend of that codependent group.
Okay.
And the boyfriend ended up in another group.
Okay.
Because, we wasn't split up the boys. So
squad.
He walks right over to me. So much teenage angst and aggression in his eyes, which he suddenly exposed from under his bangs. And he's like, this is my girl. And I was like, all right. And he's like, I'm dancing with her. And I was like, you're over there, bro. And then he's like, no, I'm cutting in. And I was like, no, you're not. And then he was like, well, this is my girl. What are you going to do about it? And I was like, stand right here.
It's pretty obvious what I'm going to do.
It's pretty obvious. I'm staying right here, bro. You're not breaking up the boys. So
you just do some like silly shit with your hands.
I'm breaking up the boys. So
what assholes we were.
Yeah. So anyway, but he was being an asshole too.
Well, yeah.
He did like approach his codependent ass. I have no idea what this kid's doing either. Don't really care.
He's got a red jumpsuit apparatus song playing through. He's like, do you feel like a man? Like, push you around. He's just angsty and depressed.
Yeah. So then the gym teacher like sees this, and he basically like sees what's going on, and then he just yells out the kid's name, which I didn't even know the kid's name. I just knew him as that one emo kid that was always with his girlfriend all the fucking time. And he was like, hey, so-and-so, get back over there. And then he was like, and then he just walks back over to his group. And I just remember, because, you're supposed to hold hands and shit while you square dance.
While you promenade your partner.
Yeah, promenade your partner. And I just remember she was so stiff and awkward the entire time. And he had daggers on us the entire time. And I'm just like, the fuck is this kid's problem? Years later, still don't get it.
Still don't get it.
Still don't get it. Was I an asshole?
Oh, not really.
Maybe the way if you remember.
I mean, yeah, when you were like, 17, 18 in high school, you were just
I was probably like 15 or 16 at the time.
Yeah, you were just coming into your own.
Yeah.
Like, no, bro, this is my fucking place, okay?
Yeah. But you also know that
Stay
sometimes
there,
I might say things in a bit of a snarky way.
Yeah.
Maybe I jazzed him up a little more than necessary.
Yeah, sarcasm. We tend to do that at that age.
But also,
that's exactly how I was. That's why I got in so many almost fights in high school. Mm-hmm. I can count on every single of my fingers and toes how many almost fights I got into high school because I was joking. Mm-hmm. Like always, I was always the guy. Like I got in a fight in a lunch line one time. Because I made a comment. I made a comment about how little money my friend had. I was like, dude. I said I'm just barely poor, and they give me free lunch. I was like, you can't figure out 25 extra cents. And I like made a comment, and this guy behind me is like, you had a problem with Jewish people? And I go, I don't have a problem with Jewish people. I go, because I talk about money, it means I'm talking about Jewish people. And he's just like, you got something to say, bro? And I was just like, no, I don't. I was like, I think of the words I used. I was 17 at this time. I remember this distinctly. I remember him. I said, "Are you okay?" That's what I said. Mm-hmm. He's just like, obviously you have a problem with the fact that your friend here doesn't have enough money. And it's just like, it seems like you're equating that to Judaism. And I was like, nope, that's exactly what you're saying. I said, I'm literally saying nothing. I said, I'm making fun of him because he's poor. And I said, and coming from somebody that's getting free lunch, I got no place to go here.
Uh-huh.
And this guy is like, he wants to fight me. And he like, gave me a shove. And I'm like, okay. I said, we're fighting about nothing right now. So like, I was with some of my friends, and I like got my lunch tray, and I got and sat down. He goes, did that guy just push you? I go, yeah. He's like, he thought I was making fun of him for being Jewish. He goes, he's not Jewish.
I think he was just having a bad day and just needed to pick a fight with somebody.
So the funny thing is, though, is that he was in my gym class, and we had basketball at that day. So I go up for a layup in this basketball game, and he also was in this game, and he fouls me hard. And I get up, and I go, did your dad take your day out on you? What happened? Like, and the gym teacher in the corner kind of laughed. I was so mad. I was like, did your dad take your day out? Like, take his day out on you? What's going on? So
relax, Tim.
Yeah. Funny thing is, though, that kid had to go to anger management. That was told by the guidance counselor.
Yeah.
He was just like, you have anger issues. You have to go to counseling.
Oh man.
And the funny thing is, though, is that the next time he saw me, he was so nice to me, like almost too nice. And he's just like, I just want to apologize about how I acted back then. And I was just like, and like me, I was still being like, listen, I was going to be a sarcastic asshole regardless. I go, dude, not your fault. It's your dad's fault.
Oh man.
Like,
no, honestly, in high school, I had plenty of stories where my goal was to get somebody to swing on me.
That was your thing. I would just make, I guess maybe it was just the comments I was making. I was just making, I would make fun of everybody equally. Like that's just who I am as a person. Like no, everybody's gonna get theirs. Regardless of who you are, you're gonna get it. Like,
I remember
it is what it is.
I told one of our classmates, I was riding him hard one day.
Like Seabiscuit.
Somebody said at our particular, this was like senior study hall.
Yeah.
And somebody said, dude, like you're going to make him kill himself. And I was like, he's not going to kill himself. He's too much of a pussy.
Oh my God. Do you realize now, like, how much of a shitty thing that is to say to somebody? Like, no, it's funny in hindsight because I wouldn't take that comment seriously. But to somebody with a fragile mind state, like, would be like, I'm going to do it, man.
You did hit me.
You probably deserved it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. The funny thing is, though, is that, like, I would always get close. Even, like, now. Like, nowadays I'm a little bit better because I understand my surroundings and I'm an adult. But like back then, like I would just like say what I say, and it would just be like, let's see how they take it. Like it was always about stuff like because I didn't come from a good situation at home, so it was always just like I get where I come from. So if I make a comment about a broken home and they get angry, I'm just like, oh, he hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah,
he's not. His coping mechanisms aren't very good.
Yeah, well, I was one of like a handful of black kids in the school.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of black kids. We went to a very suburban white high school.
Right.
Like middle America, USA high school.
Right. So I had to develop a thick skin fast.
Yeah.
And even then, like, whenever you would get into any sort of disagreement, it was always like, well, you're a nigger. Like,
just like, Jesus.
That was the go-to. And
it's just like, why does that have to be the go-to? Oh, because there's like four of us.
So I had to, it's a very powerful word. So my mind was like, all right, I need to get this kid so riled up that he's going to get in trouble. I won't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But I need to get to him before he can get to me.
You have to make him say a racial slur.
I have to make him say a racial slur. I have to make him swing on me, and then I can throw him in a headlock and choke him. Like, in the gym locker room once, I pinned a kid against the wall with my ass.
Oh, I remember this. You told me this story before.
Yeah. I can't remember the exact story. And I was picking on him. I know I was.
You were, because we talked about it like later that week or like later that day. Because you and I
Holy shit, I did tell you about it like shortly after.
Yeah. And you were just telling me like, I think I almost got in a fight. And I'm like, what happened? He goes, I just pinned this guy against the wall with my ass. I'm like, what?
Well, he like
These stories are amazing.
I can't remember the full. How much of this story do you remember?
Bits and I remember the pinning against like the wall or the locker with your ass, and I'm like, and I think I just made fun of your weight because that was just what you did as a kid, and I was just like, we got a pretty big ass, so I mean, you can keep a lot of people at bay with that thing.
So I can't remember the full story, but I remember this kid was saying shit. I was saying shit to him. He tried walking past me and he said something. So all I did was just back into him and just toot it up a little bit. And
you just didn't you frustrate him to the point where
I did frustrate him.
Yeah,
and I just held him there for a second. I do remember his feet kind of being off the ground. And then I just stopped and then just walked away. And then he kept yelling and screaming and shit. I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. And I was like, are you?
You should do it now.
Do it.
Do it in front of all these people. You got witnesses. Yeah,
do it.
it.
But the thing is, when someone pins you up against the wall like that, lifted. Ass or not, and you get lifted, especially and they hold you there for a little bit, and it's clear that they got you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? And at that point, I realized I got to him because he was so frustrated. All he could do is yell.
Especially at that age, where the fuse were so short.
Oh my God. It was just so much.
Could you imagine?
Built up.
Okay, imagine scenario. We're allowed to go back to gyms.
Okay,
you're 30. You belong to a gym.
Okay.
You're with kind of a group of guys. Mm-hmm. You do that same shit. Mm-hmm. With a towel on your waist, mm-hmm. and you get him so frustrated, you're just back your ass up into him and just lift him off the ground. Okay, in 2020,
so gay,
in 2021, what is the thing that he comes up? First of all, he's going to be first of all, dude, don't assume He's going to be first of all, don't assume my gender or something like that. Yeah. He'll be I'm non-binary and today I'm socially bi. And it's just okay, so you liked that, or something.
You liked it? All right, that's cool.
That's cool, man. It's always it's going to be but it's going to be a situation where he's going to go on Twitter and he's going to be I was at the gym and just some random black guy rode his ass up on me and lifted me off the ground and I felt uncomfortable and I felt
mad
and I felt like I was targeted and I just want to say that this I will not let this die in vain. That's how it is nowadays.
Oh,
Can you imagine if we had Twitter back then? Just got lifted off the ground by someone's ass. Sweet.
No, but there were a few times where I really goaded somebody into getting mad on purpose.
That's kind of how I was. I think that phase of my life came in college, and I was I was a prick at some points in time. But you know what? I knew it, but I was always doing it out. It always came back to sarcasm and joking with me.
Okay.
I very rarely got mad in a serious context. And most of the time, I would be joking with people that were on drugs, which was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Never fuck with the guy that's on drugs because their demeanor is off. Mm-hmm. But I had a situation where I had a conversation with a kid, and he was a kid, and I could tell he was on cocaine because of his eyes look like the cat eyes when they get really big. I was just this is a 18-year-old child on copious amounts of drugs.
Right.
I go, I have to fuck with them. I wouldn't be doing my job as a person if I didn't fuck with them.
Right.
I'm 20, so I'm just all right. He tries to come into I'm living in my fraternity house at the time. I'm standing outside. I'm smoking a cigarette because I'm cool as fuck. I'm smoking a cigarette.
That's what cool guys do.
Cool guys smoking a cigarette, having a beer, talking to my friends. This guy comes in and he saucer eyes, and I go, whoa. I say, where are you going? He goes, I'm going inside. My friends are inside. I go, I don't know your friends. And he's just dude, let me in. My friends are inside. I was I'll let you in. I go, I need to know your friends' names. I go, and if you can tell me in alphabetical order, that'd be great. He's well, there's Alex and he just started to go, I go, Alex, that starts with an A. I go, is there Brandon, Carl, maybe Dan? And he's dude, I'm not going to fucking deal with this shit. And I was you don't have to go inside. I was judging by the way you look right now, I said, I think you need ice water bath or maybe Jesus. I was something needs to help you out right now. He's well, I'm going to go inside. And he just tries to, and he's a little bigger than me. I'm not a big guy, so a lot of people are bigger than me. So he tries to walk through my arms. And I go, nope. And I was just where the fuck do you think you're going? And he gives me a shove. And I'm just like, I was like, he's on coke, so he's gonna have coke strength. So I was like, so he's probably gonna. I said the next move is probably a swing. I said, I just feel it coming. So he gives me a push, and I was just like, I wasn't even mad. I was just like, I knew this was coming. Okay, and I was just like, I grabbed him by his shirt and kind of gave him a pull back. And as I was pulling it back, I saw his arm come over, like to throw a hook at me. And one of my fraternity brothers is literally standing behind me because as he put it, he goes, I don't want you getting hurt. You're so little. That's what he would always say that to me. He goes, I don't want you getting hurt. You're so little.
Okay.
He grabbed his arm and picked him up over his like shoulder, like torture, like Lex Luthor, like torture rack style.
Yeah. So the house
or like,
moose,
like Lex Luger, like torture rack.
So the house moose jumps in.
Yeah, picks him up and throws him to the almost to the street. I'm talking like 15 feet, maybe. Like just. I've never seen a guy fly in the air before like that without like getting hit and ejected from a car. And he hit the ground so hard that it like it went thud thud to thud. Like it went and I was like I went from like kidding to shocked. I was like, you just committed a murder. And I was like, should we go check on him? He goes, he's on coke, he'll get up. Sure enough, like not even like maybe 10 seconds later, pops up. He starts looking around, gerbil eyes. He's like, he starts walking back up the stairs.
Determined.
And I was like, he's like, I'm sorry. I said, you should be. I said, the only reason I'm gonna let you in this house is because you got thrown 15 feet. He walked inside the house. I said, I need you to come back outside in 5 minutes with all of your friends in alphabetical order.
Oh, man.
He was so angry. It was one of my favorite things. I just never seen that before. A guy he picked him up over his head, Lex Luger, torture rack, and then threw him.
I feel like a lot of you frat guys when we were in college had like this weird god complex like over your house.
Yeah, but it's like
just dropped my wedding ring.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Someone's single
playing
now.
With it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah.
You're single now.
But yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys had like this weird when it came to your house.
Yeah.
Had this weird like god complex.
That's what it was. Like joining a fraternity, it was just like, this is yours. Even though it was this shitty rundown, 2-story split level townhouse.
Yeah, it's a pile of shit, but it's your pile of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like, this house could be set on fire tomorrow and I'd be fine with it, but it's fine. It's my pile. It's my piece of shit.
Yeah. All I want to do is just dip my wick in something.
Yeah. Listen.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
I just want to make bad decisions in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
And
meanwhile, I show up and I'm like, I just want to drink a few drinks and maybe bet a overweight young lady. That's all I want.
That's all I want to do, and I did that a lot. So but that was the God complex thing of outside of a fraternity house. It just is what it was. But
guys walking, fucking campus wearing fucking letters.
I love.
Hey Jenna.
I just like the guy that was just. It was the person. My biggest issue. I never had a problem with anybody going into a house. Like it's just a fucking house. I always had a problem with the guy who like was entitled. Like he thought because of who he was, he could just go in places. Okay. And I'm just like, nah, son. And I was like, we need to have a conversation first before we do this. It's just I still to this day, like if I even in my adult life, I feel that aura of that person, I have to check them immediately. Okay. Like I have to. Okay. If they're just like, well, you're when they start just like pointing fingers, they're just like, I do this better and I do this better. And I'm just like, there's something wrong. So you got to try to find like the weak, you have to find the chink in the armor of that person. And it's just like, well, he's obviously inner confident because he's uncomfortable with something. And you got to find out what it is. So you should just start kind of poking.
Just picking.
Just poking. Just start peeling back the onion a little bit. And then
start picking.
Yeah, then you realize that, like,
there's a little boy hanging under that Superman cape.
Yeah, exactly. There's something. It's like, dude, you have some type of superiority complex, and you just keep peeling back the onion, and then you find out that, like, in high school, like, maybe he was one of those, like, drama kids, and, he wanted to be a childhood actor, or he wanted to be an actor, and he just couldn't make it, and then he just decided that he would get really good at business, and then he became one of those like hard red pill guys because he's just like, I need to find satisfaction in my productivity.
Yeah.
And then it's just like he's closeted in some way, shape, or form, and his dad was like a thoroughbred athlete, but he could never live up to his expectations.
Never did.
And it's just like, you're a failure, and it's just like, I'm not a failure.
Fuck you, Dad.
Fuck you, Dad. I post Instagram videos and work 20 hours a day.
Doesn't everybody have dad issues?
Everybody's got. I always tell. I used to tell this. I used to do this bit on stage, and I still find it funny. I watched. One day I was home. I watched like 6 straight hours of Khloe Kardashian Revenge Body. You ever watched that show on E? So there was this one. It was a kid who was a former college football player. Who was he played at Coastal Carolina. He was teammates with Josh Norman, the cornerback in the NFL.
Yeah.
So this kid was like ripped. Like he could have played in the NFL, but he didn't get drafted. He got cut once in the NFL, and then he just kind of like started a day job and got a little fat. So he just like started eating. Like he just became the guy that instead of like working out, he would just eat pizza bagels and play Madden.
Yeah.
Like that was his life. He's like, I go to work, I go home, and instead of doing 2-a-day workouts, I'd eat pizza bagels and play Madden.
Yeah.
And he just got a little fat. Like he wasn't like obese. Like we went from 190 to 260.
Okay.
Within like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Fast. Like he gained 75 pounds, like really fast.
Right.
So he got a little chunky, and it was just like, honestly, it was just the weight of my dad, who was just always on me about like, getting a college scholarship and athletic scholarship and doing this and doing that. And he was just like, you want to do this for him so I can look at him and just say, you know what, Dad, now you'll be proud of me. And it's just like, okay. So he goes and he does like this hard 10-week program with this fucking, what I can only understand, this Aristotle Australian guy who just chiseled abs. And he's just like, he's doing like one of those like crazy aerobics classes with a tiny little microphone. It just like looks like
a little boy band microphone.
Do you remember the old Bob Barker microphone, like the little skinny mini microphone? It was basically like that, just like in his in his
the
ear.
Backstreet Boys microphone, though.
And he just he's
shirt off the shoulder.
Yeah, and he's just doing like this crazy, just like hard calisthenics workout.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oi, there's Darren. Darren, come in here. Come join the workout." And he's just like, "I don't think I'm ready for this. You better get ready for this. 10 weeks of this hardcore training." And he's just hard running, and he's just like, he's like, "How do you keep up?" He's just like, "I keep up on life. You gotta love life." He's just like running in life.
But I'm sure you can watch him and say, okay, I can see he was athletic. Like,
but the thing is, though, is that like 10 weeks for him would have been like 20 weeks for a fat guy. Right. I was like, this guy just needs a little bit of like not pizza bagels. And he just needs to get on a regular workout regimen and just eat salad instead of pizza bagels.
And I'm sure the weight just like fell off.
He did it in like 7 weeks. He's just like, I'm back down to 190. It's just like, wow.
Shredded.
Yeah, I was at 190 and look at these muscles. So you know what he did is,
I've seen these muscles since college.
They do the big reveal. So they take him out to like generic high school stadium. Comes out, there's Dad, and Dad looks like he's a fucking football coach. He's got one of those like Nike windbreakers on with the pants, and he just he's wearing
hat.
He's wearing like a generic high school football hat. And it's just like Chloe comes out and she goes, "Here's Darren," and Darren comes out and he's just like, he runs those wind sprint things where they put the parachute on his back and he's just like running, and he's just like, oh my god,
the resistance.
The resistance. And his dad's like looking at him, he's just like looking at him, he's like, he's gonna get me a scholarship.
He still has that look, even though his son is now 30 years old.
Yeah, he's like, Darren could still play on Sundays. The best part of it, this is what I love the most, is they pan over to Dad. Dad was named like Darren, or it was like Dale, or it was like something,
Darren Sr.
Yeah, Darren Sr. I think it was, or it was just like, James, like something generic. And they're just like, he does his whole spiel to Dad. He's just like, "Dad, I did this for you, man. It had nothing to do with me." He goes, "I just thought one day that I'd put all this work so you can tell me one day you respect me." And he's just like, "I love you, son." And he gives him a hug. And he walks away, and they pan over to Dad, and they're like, how do you feel? What are your emotions right now watching your son go through all this just for you? And he's just like, "I just want to say, I love the way that Darren is staying committed and doing everything that he wants to do. He's just, it's making me proud. I got to tell you that I feel that like I can say to myself that Darren is very accomplished in what he's doing. Like I just want to say that, he ain't there yet."
There's always more. He always has a little more in the tank. He can always give a little more.
Refuses to tell him to his face that he's proud. keeps telling him, Darren, I feel that Darren is accomplishing everything that Darren wants to do. He won't say that he's doing it for him.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, he's almost there. He ain't there yet.
He ain't there yet. But he'll get there if he just stays on track.
I'm just like, my God, he almost lost 100 pounds in 7 weeks for you. And you're just like, nah, son, not yet. Not yet. You
Keep going, boy.
Yeah, get a workout for a pro team, and then maybe we'll talk about maybe you coming over for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. You're just a disappointment.
It's just like, Jesus, man. It's like, Dad, you just sell cars. Like, you don't even have a great job.
You work at Ashley Schaefer BMW.
Yeah. Like, yeah,
Actually, you got demoted to Ashley Schaefer Kia.
Yeah. Yeah, you used to sell BMWs in the Valley, and now what do? You just fucking sell Kias.
Listen, I was an athletic disappointment as well, so it's all right.
At least your dad is reasonable.
I mean, I had to come to that on my own terms.
Well, yeah, of course, but but you're also not like emotionally distraught, and you actually have sensibility about you.
Sure. Anyway.
I love you, Dad.
Yeah. No, I feel like I kind of had to realize that, like, I just need to do what makes me happy.
There you go.
I'm not doing things for other people.
Yeah.
I need to do what makes Gerald happy.
Now we're doing the 2021 thing.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it for you, man. I'm doing it for me. This is what makes me happy.
I'm gonna do what makes me happy because I'm never gonna make you happy.
Yeah.
And that's it. So that's it.
Yeah. Well,
and that's what I had to realize in my life. That's what my 20s were about, I guess.
I guess the difficult part for my life is that the only person I had to please was myself. And I was just like, I got nobody to please. Like,
yeah.
Dad wasn't really around. Mom is like, well, I can please Mom, but it's like, what about, it's that father figure thing. You just need something.
Yeah,
it's that extra.
It's a weird dynamic with the father.
You got to get over.
Because that's the thing is, like, Dad's not around, he causes damage. And if he's too around, he causes damage.
Yeah, there's no such thing as, like, the perfect dad.
Right. And I just don't want to fuck up my kid at this point.
Yeah, just like, Larry, that's enough.
It's enough.
That's
Relax.
Enough. That's
Relax.
Enough. He's allowed to have a second helping of mashed potatoes. He's not getting fat. Like, it's just... She's like, he's got practice in the morning.
Yeah.
She's like, he's got practice in the morning at 6 p.m. All right? Let the kid fucking have a piece of toast.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's one thing, though, that I had to get over. Because I'm like the shortest man in my family.
You do come from a long lineage of very tall gentlemen.
Very tall brick shithouse men. Okay.
Your dad is a gigantic.
He's a giant. Well, he's
man.
6'4". I have two first cousins. One of them's about 6'4". The other one's about 6'2". My uncle on that side of the family is also about 6'2", 6'3". And then you have me, 5'10". Like, just
you're just like, didn't get over the 6 foot mark.
Nope.
Demerit.
Nope.
Disappointment.
So yeah. Wasn't as athletic as the others.
You did have a lower center of gravity, though.
I did.
Which gives you a lot of leverage, especially if you're playing interior line.
I did have to figure out how to use that early, especially wrestling around with my older cousins. I had to figure out how to use that.
So you gotta shoot the half.
Yeah,
you gotta get underneath.
Which is funny though, because that's when I used to use that on my classmates in high school. I realized, okay, I might not be faster than you, but don't let me get a hold of you because it's over. So
shoot the half.
Yeah,
gotta get underneath that leg, and it's over.
It's over. It's over. Don't let me. I'm stronger inside than you are.
Yeah,
promise.
I had to be a quick one because I wasn't big at all. Still not big. Always had to do it with quickness, or I had to be like just like before he hits me or before he does anything, I have to jump and grab his leg.
Eat the punch. That was my motto. Eat the punch. You got it.
Yeah.
Strong chin. You got it. Eat the punch. You can take it.
You're fine. God, we talked a lot about high school.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily.
You know what? I think it was cleansing.
Yeah,
First episode of the year. Yeah, let's go back to high school.
Let's go to college.
Girl that got double teamed in the parking lot, wherever you are.
Oh, God.
Listen, if you want to come on and tell your story, if you want to heal, you're welcome.
Think of us as like we're like addiction therapists.
Yeah.
It's just like, listen, you have your vices. We all did. All right. Some of us did drugs. Some of us were overly competitive. Some of us got dicked down in a high school parking lot. It's okay.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You rode your horse.
But if you're out there,
literally.
But if you rode your horses, 2 of them, if you're out there I want to hear your story. Tell me your story.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we do have a lot going on this new year as far as storytelling and so on and so forth. I mean, it's going to be important for us to make a smooth transition. So, like, not the beginning half of this year. Like, we're still going to be audio only, and we're going to have full episodes up on YouTube as well, and and also just check out on all of our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. It's just Wine Boys Pod or Wine Boys Podcast. Just search the Wine Boys on YouTube. We haven't really been taking. I mean, honestly, we haven't put a ton of effort into the YouTube page. It's basically just been uploading audio. The more subscribers we get, I think the limit is like you have to get 100 subscribers on YouTube to make it like where you can share the links to
get a custom URL.
Custom URL, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So to make it like a shareable link that you can post on like other social media. So boys, if you could help us out, you need to get 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Just 100.
It's the goal. That'll be the goal for first quarter. Another quarter.
Q1.
Yes. Sales up. Green. Get in another quarter in the black. So we need to get to 100 subscribers because we need to get that custom URL so we can reshare those episodes and create better content for you overall. Also, if you're on Apple Music and Spotify, review and subscribe and do all that fun stuff that every other podcast tells you to do.
Exactly.
It does go a long way to help us out, to keep the show free. But in the meantime, to help us grow this show and to do more for it, if you help us out by purchasing some merchandise, it's tough.
Please
I know.
do.
We get it. It's 2020 was a dog shit year. People don't have expendable income. If you're not going on those vacations, you got a little extra money in your pocket with your tax return, anything like that.
Yeah.
Cop a t-shirt if you're into the show.
Yep.
We got sweatshirts. We got hooded sweatshirts. We got long sleeve t-shirts. T-shirts on the
stickers, iPhone cases.
We have iPhone cases, which I do enjoy, and I'm going to cop one for my own iPhone itself. But teespring.com/stores/the Wine Boys, and just check it out, try it out. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
That guy was such a fox.
Oh,
That old man in the Men's Warehouse commercial. Oof.
Yeah.
I thought he was actually the same guy that was the most interesting man in the world.
He's not, though.
I thought he was. When I first saw it, I go, that's the same guy.
Yeah, just a hot, grizzled old man.
Something about, like, here's the thing. It's like, I admire, or I wish to be, when I'm like 50, I kind of want to have that, like, Daniel Craig look. Like, just kind of, like, mysterious, but also sexy.
Like, you've got, like, the wrinkles in the right places.
Yeah. Like, he's old, but still fuckable.
Yeah. You need to get on steroids, bro.
TRT.
Yeah.
TRT boys.
Yeah.
We got to do something. I want to do like a challenge for us like this year. Maybe not weight loss or anything, but like some type of like physical challenge.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So
you know what we should do is like if we're allowed to go back to gyms, like we should both do like one of those like hardcore cycling classes.
Okay.
And see,
I've done a spin class. I used to do spin classes.
I want to do a spin class, but I want to do one of those like ones that are like in like a hot spin class where it's like 100 degrees and we're just biking up a hill for an hour.
Yeah.
And we have an instructor named Susan. And Susan doesn't like her husband very much right now, so she's taking it out on us.
She's taking it out on the bike and us.
And she's just like, if you got home at a reasonable hour, dinner wouldn't be cold, and we're going up the mountain.
You're like, God damn, Susan.
God damn it, Susan. It's like, Susan, we've been here for a half hour. And she's like, and we will not get to the top of this mountain if you don't stop leaving the garage door open.
Meanwhile, the music's like, hallelujah. You're just riding up that mountain.
And it's just like, we're going to Jesus. Here we go.
And so she's like, you take everything out on that bike. Hallelujah. Like the time you accidentally left your phone out and then you got a text from your secretary at 2 a.m. Said, I can't stop thinking about Mr. Peter. And I know that Mr. Peter is your nickname for your penis.
It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor.
Oh, man.
Oh God, the baffled king of Moses. Oh wow,
Jesus
here we
Christ.
go. Here we go.
Like this is how you draw someone in to a workout class. This is how you sell a workout class. I want to come the next week.
And
like
all I'd be thinking is rocking back and forth. We're sitting in this class, and it's just like this is gonna be a good fucking story.
yeah,
Oh
just
man.
physical fitness is what got me in the door.
Yeah.
Okay, but the story of infidelity is what kept me there. Okay.
And when you fill out on the sheet, can you tell me why you're signing up? And it's just like Susan's infidelity.
Susan's life is falling apart.
Susan's life is falling apart.
I just want to watch,
and I'm here for it. I'm paying $150 a month to watch Susan's life crumble. This is why I'm here.
My glutes and thighs have never looked better.
Listen, I lost.
Hallelujah.
Listen, the benefits of this class are obvious. I'm thin. I've lost 10 pounds. I feel great. Susan's life is in shambles, and I love it.
I have the calves of a Greek god,
Yeah.
and I can thank Susan's muffled cries for it. Okay, let me tell you, Susan has a little mic, little boy band mic coming off her face, and she is cursing the day Greg was born.
And do we know in our heart of hearts that Susan goes home and eats a pint of ice cream? We do. We know this is what she does. Oh, that's what she does. This is why she gets up at 7 a.m.
Once a week, she like rage drinks like a glass of Chardonnay.
But it's like a big one. It's like a full glass, which ends up being like
the
half
full
a bottle of
bottle,
wine.
yeah.
Yeah. And she's just like, Greg.
God damn it, Greg.
Yeah.
And she'll like eat a fistful of almonds when she gets into her Mini Cooper and speed away. Angry.
Have you ever seen somebody angrily eat like healthy food? I saw a woman the other day at a Panera Bread eat a salad so angrily. You could tell she's had a tough day because she had her laptop out and like the pad folio was open, so you could tell, and she was like looking at something. But like every time she looked down, she'd like go back to the salad, and it went like she was writing, and then she went, and she just started hammering. And I'm like,
she's murdering this Cobb salad.
And I found myself staring, and she caught eye contact with me. I'm like, oh Jesus. So
did she try to like clean up the way she was eating after that?
She was like one of those tongue scrapers too. So she just go, she's like hammering the salad in her mouth, and like a rabbit that just like
and
started.
You're just like watching her like.
I was in awe because
Jesus,
she took
who kicked her dog.
Yeah, I'm just like Jesus Christ, like what did her husband do today? Like,
damn,
she was in a mood, and it was just so. I never seen somebody just hammering a salad. I'm like, Jesus. I was in shock and awe at the same time.
Just some angry Soul Cycle mom.
God, I admire those women that like have to angrily eat salads so they don't hit their kids.
Well, you know she's like trying to keep it tight to keep her husband Greg interested.
Yeah,
but doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He's already cheating. Like,
yeah. The love was lost 15 years.
The love is gone. But
ago.
The thing is, though, is that like at least they're staying together for the kids. They don't hit them. They get to practice on time. Yeah, Susie sucks at soccer. So what? Like, Dad has to endure it.
Yeah, she's not.
Tim does not want to be in band, but like the mom insists that he plays saxophone, and he's just like, Mom, I don't even like saxophone. He goes, Tim, just fucking do it. Like she's like, I have to do it, Tim. I have to tell my friends about something. Okay, I can't keep telling them about your goddamn father. Like, I can't keep angrily eating salads at 2:00 in the afternoon at Panera Bread and punching the salad into my face so I don't hit your father. Okay,
so I don't smother your father in his sleep.
Okay,
with a pillow.
His dumb, stupid fucking face.
So I don't fold the hose on his sleep apnea mask while he's sleeping, suffocating him in the process.
Yeah. So I don't start putting windshield washer fluid into his coffee in the morning. Okay, Tim?
Okay, Timmy?
Okay,
all right,
Tim?
All right. Yeah, Tim. Poor Tim.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Greg is just out here living it up.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Oh,
man. These scenarios.
I love our little family.
So,
I love my life.
Yeah, so this is Greg and Susan.
Yeah, they're the typical middle-aged couple, suburbia.
Yeah.
Both have good jobs.
They're like a real life Hey Ya by Outkast. You know what that song is about, right?
I don't actually know what it's about.
It's about staying in a loveless relationship because you just think it's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. Like you're not happy, haven't been happy for a long time, but this is what people do, so I'm gonna stay because we got kids.
We're gonna fake it till we make it.
Exactly.
I actually didn't know.
Thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together because they don't know how. Yeah, that's what the whole song's about.
The more you know. Mm-hmm. I wish I might take a deeper dive on a lot of songs from like that era because I think some of my favorite like rap songs were about like had like such like much deeper meaning than I thought.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, it's just like actually he was talking about his grandfather who actually OD'd, and he's just like, really?
Yeah,
I thought he was just talking about big booty bitches.
Like, nah. Well, the big booty bitch is actually a metaphor for. Then you're like, what?
Really?
Yeah. The song is actually about a war hero from World War II.
What did the big booty bitches come in? It's a euphemism. Really?
Wow.
The more you know.
Big booty bitches are an allegory for change. What? Yeah, man. You gotta listen deeper than the lyrics sometimes.
Oh, I don't even want to get on it because I kind of was thinking about rabbit holing about that whole Young Thug interview that he did with Gilly where he basically just said that like he's got 30 songs that are like chart topping hits, and like how many does Jay-Z have? Like that was the exact words that he used. Did you hear this interview? I
did not hear this interview. I will say this: Young Thug does have a lot of
he has a lot of slappers.
But I'm saying a lot of like you don't realize like how many like chart topping Billboard Hot 100 songs Young Thug has.
But he said Jay-Z, and I'm like,
he might have more than Jay-Z.
You think so?
He might. Yeah. Jay-Z's career was not
30
full
years
of
catalog though.
But Jay-Z's career was not full of Billboard Hot 100 widely played on pop radio.
Okay.
So
for another day.
Also, you know who else has a ton of songs like that? Who like you wouldn't expect? French Montana.
No, he was on everything.
French Montana was on everything for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like French Montana put out a couple of songs for the streets, and he was like, "Fuck that, Daddy wants some money."
Yeah, unforgettable. Yeah, God, that's
song was everywhere.
French Montana for a hot minute was like featured on like every Billboard like top 100 song at one point in like the mid 2010s. It's just like featuring French Montana. It's like this is the 14th song this year that's a top 10 hit. French Montana's on it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't seem to get it. It just seems like he finds a way onto these
Rap
songs.
game B.O.B. for a minute there. Like, you remember B.O.B. had that run when he was on everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Akon
had it. Lil Wayne had it.
Sean
Flo Rida had it. Sean Paul. Yeah.
Everybody has their spurts.
By the way,
they get like 2 years to just like get a featured track on like every album of like 2005.
That's the equivalent of like that max contract year when you're like an athlete. Like you get that second contract, it's the big one.
Yeah, it's just like I just got a max deal, so I'm gonna really fold it in.
Yeah. Like I'm cashing in.
Yep.
Like this is where I make my money.
Just trying to keep my knees alive.
All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be on every fucking pop song I get the opportunity to be on because I want a Wraith. What was I about to say? Fuck, I lost it.
It's okay.
I lost it. It's over.
So you're old.
Shit.
You're just old, man.
Shit. I used to be able to just pop out real quick. Pow.
Brick Squad. Oh, Waka Flocka Flame. That's another one.
It wasn't about Waka, but he was another one that was on everything. Waka Flocka was on some song with Steve Aoki. He did some songs that were in movies. Like Waka was in everything.
It's just like shit, man.
Wiz Khalifa's biggest song in his career was that one song for Fast 7.
Oh, was it
See You Again?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh god, that song.
Biggest song in his career.
Well, yeah. It was all because everyone just thought about Paul Walker dying.
He just cried and thought about Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. I really lost what I was about to say.
Yeah, say you're just old, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It was about that's what it was. About French Montana. You ever see a picture of him with his shirt off?
No.
Okay. French Montana oddly has abs. This man's definitely had plastic surgery. Like I gotta find a shirtless picture a French Montana.
Is this a Google search for the Boyz?
Yeah, I'm sure there's like one on his Instagram or something. Oh, big booties. Hold on. Okay, French Montana. Here we go.
Okay. All right.
Okay, here's a picture of French.
All right.
Okay. Clearly.
So this is not a workout body. This is a...
No.
Yeah, those look fake.
Gotta be, dude. Like...
Or maybe the lighting is just really good.
No, but I've seen other pictures of him with his shirt off. Here's a video of him with his shirt off.
That doesn't look real.
No, it can't be.
It looks like it's like airbrushed.
Yeah, but I've seen other pictures of him like with his shirt off. Like here's a video of him working out.
He's not even pulling those ropes that hard.
No.
He looks like he's just lazily masturbating with those.
Yeah, but also like he is not. Okay, so from what I understand, like to have visible abs, it is not easy to get a six pack at all.
That's why like not a lot of people have one.
Yeah, like you need very low body fat, and you need like and you need to be fucking shredded. And even then, like just from knowing guys that have had six packs and have six packs, like you don't see it every day.
Yeah. And I used to see the guys' diets. They used to have six packs, and I'm just like, wow, they have 4 trays of food in front of them right now, and then they're going to go work out for 3 hours.
Yeah,
That's
and
how
it's
you
all
get a six-pack.
vegetables and chicken breast.
Yep, chicken breast.
That's it.
Egg whites.
That or you're really skinny. Like, and even then, like you don't.
Even I got a little pooch.
Yeah,
and
but even then, with
skinny.
those guys, like if they have one night where they drink a little too much, you don't see that thing the next day.
I know,
like it's gone. How the fuck does French Montana have a six pack and love handles? Like he's
Science.
not. He's a very average bodied man, but he has a six pack. So yeah,
that looks airbrushed to me.
French Montana definitely went to Dr. Miami and got his body done.
Boys. There will be some investigative journalism.
There will be some investigating on French Montana's six
a Wine
pack.
Boys podcast exclusive.
Yes, a not very. I see French Montana. He's just a very average-bodied man.
Tonight at 11, does French Montana have abs?
Of course not. All right, boys.
Airbrushed? Question mark. More at 11.
Yeah.
A Wine Boys podcast exclusive. World premiere. That's what it should be. A Wine Boys podcast world premiere.
Yeah. All right, boys. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. I'm at the home of French Montana, trying to get answers on if those abs are actually airbrushed.
Here's a video. He has fucking love handles. Like, how does
love
he have...
handles and abs?
Something's off. Something is off.
Okay. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. How do you say his last name?
Montana.
Is it Gnarbush? Garbush?
Montana.
His name's not Montana. His name is Kareem. But
Montana.
It's Kareem Karbach? I knew he was Moroccan, but...
Yeah, he's African. There's Montana.
Now I'm looking at pictures of him with, like... I don't know. No, I don't... Nope, I don't see it. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Boys, it's been a fun one.
Yep.
New Year's, same boys. We are very excited to begin anew.
Rest in peace, Doom.
I totally forgot.
Yeah,
what
rest in peace,
dick.
MF Doom.
Yo. That the man not only was a legend, but he was the most mysterious man in the game. So many hits that not a lot of people knew about. Not a lot of people knew of the man himself. Like, he was the most mysterious man in hip-hop. By far. Some people thought he was English. I thought he was English. Apparently he wasn't.
Okay, I did a little reading. I was actually wrong. He was born in London.
He was born in
but then
born in
when he
England.
was very young, he moved to the U.S.
Yeah. So he was English.
Yeah.
So he wasn't a liar.
Yeah.
So, but who knows? Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of Doom recently, so
Yeah.
I'm probably going to listen to some on the way home.
Yeah. Okay.
Rest in peace to the God.
Rest in peace to Doom. I think that's where we leave it. Boys.
Yeah, go listen, boys. If you're not familiar with the artistry that was MF Doom. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Get yourself culturally relevant. Be one with the culture.
Listen to some of his albums. Food.
Oh,
The Mouse in the Mask. Remember that one he did with Danger Mouse? Yeah.
really good.
Born Like This was another good one. Just
There's
listen
a lot
to some
of really
Doom.
good. They're all the whole catalog's really good.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor.
Yep.
So, all right, boys, get out there, get on that elliptical for a week, pretend to lose weight, whatever you got to do to make yourself feel better for a couple of days.
Exactly.
In 2021.
Exactly.
You know, gyms are barely open, so you can't make that excuse. I'm going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
5 days this week and only eat pizza once. Like, it's,
No.
Don't lie to yourself. Eat that pizza. Eat it twice. Do what you got to do.
Do what you gotta do, boys.
If all else fails and you need to do something, just anger eat a salad.
Yeah.
That's what Sue does.
Angry.
Yeah. Just
All right.
find yourself a Sue who angrily eats a Cobb salad at a Panera Bread at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Exactly.
That's what you got to do.
Exactly.
Be like Sue.
Be the wind. Be Sue.
Be Sue. All right.
All right.
We love you, boys. We'll talk to you next week.
I love you. I love you. Please call me back.